still grinding with little freedom, income, or impact? These 7 mistakes are likely the reason. Welcome to today's video and thank you for watching. Soon we are going to dive into the 7 deadly mistakes that might be blocking your freedom, income, or income. However, before we do so, here are 7 benefits of watching this video. Benefit number 1. You will discover why it is important to build one reliable source of income that works for you even though you're sleeping. Which means you will have more cash flow to help you do the things you really love instead of working hard in your job. Benefit number 2. You will learn why you should systemize the top 3 top revenue activities so they can run even on your worst days. Which means you don't have to work harder, longer hours, and rely on discipline until burnout hits. Benefit number 3 is that you will learn why you shouldn't rely only on growth alone, which means you will learn why you should automate your wealth by protecting yourself first. Benefit number 4 is that you will learn why you shouldn't fully book your calendar and do the tasks yourself, which means that you can decide to track profit per hour, not hours worked. Benefit number 5, you will learn why your business shouldn't rely on you to run, which means you will know the importance of designing your business to run without you for 30 days, then extend it to run 90 days without you. Benefit number 6, you will discover why, despite earning well, you may still financially insecure, which means you will shift from income to assets that will pay you even though when you're resting or sleeping. Benefit number 7, you will learn why it pays to hire mentors and coaches to support you and your team. And also why it's important to have access to a community that provides accountability and support. These are the 7 mistakes you might be doing right now that are blocking your freedom, income, and impact. So if you are watching this video right now, chances is that you're feeling stuck, frustrated, exhausted, and fed up with lack of progress and results. As an entrepreneur over 40 myself, who is juggling a family of 5 and 3 businesses, I know how you're feeling right now, okay? I really do. And I've been there and I feel your pain. I know how it feels to have to work harder, longer hours, and seeing no progress or result of your investment. I know how it feels if you maybe you tried so many opportunities in the past. Maybe you bought many courses, but still you are not seeing the results. Maybe you don't have money to delegate the lowest value tasks this morning, so you can focus on the high value activities. If this is you, I really get you. I feel you and understand, and I can tell you that I'm here to help you in this journey from working harder to getting more freedom, more income, and more impact. I really understand your struggle because I went through the same challenges and I managed to overcome them. If I can do it, you can do it too. Okay? I really believe you can. I'm not smarter than you. I just follow a process. Okay? The reason I'm able to juggle a family of 5 while running 3 small businesses and still have time to spend with my loved ones is because I follow a proven process, a proven blueprint. Without this process, I would be doomed. I would be cooked, as my daughter would say. And I can tell you, if you follow the same blueprint, the same process, I'm sure you will feel better. I'm sure you'll be able to generate more income, create more impact, and have more freedom. By the end of this video, I will give you my freedom formula checklist. It's a step-by-step process that can help you to create this freedom, to create more impact. Okay, so make sure you download it below. Okay, if I wouldn't follow this blueprint, this freedom formula blueprint, like many entrepreneurs over 40, I would be working harder and harder and feeling frustrated. Okay, so make sure you download this freedom formula checklist in the description below. Even though today I have more freedom and I have multiple sources of income coming from 3 different businesses, it wasn't always like this. Okay, 15 years ago, When I first started my real estate business, I was working from Monday to Sunday, from morning to Sunday. I was burnt out and my relationship with my loved ones was on the verge of breaking down. And I barely had time to see my children, okay? For example, one Sunday evening, I came home very late and the kids were already sleeping. It was raining and it was cold. I was shivering. And when I opened the door and put the light on, I saw this figure sitting down on a sofa. So when I put the light on, I saw my wife. And she said, if you continue like this, I will live with the kids. I'm not going to stay here anymore. So that day, I decided to take action and start working less and less hours so I could spend more time with my family. So I have to take action and change the course of my life. Otherwise, I will lose my wife and my children. Have this ever happened to you? Have you ever had to change courses or risk your family? Because at the end of the day, the reason we get into business is to have more free time and to create more income. But most of the time, we do exactly the opposite, isn't so? So we end up creating a second job and having less and less time with our family. So we need to take action, change course, and implement better ways so we don't create another job. So that's what I'm going to be teaching you in this video. So we're going to learn how to create more freedom, more income, and more impact so you can spend more time with your loved ones without working harder and risk losing your family. The first mistakes entrepreneurs over 40 who are juggling a family and a business often do is that they upgrade their lifestyle or spend money on supporting their community, helping others, before making sure they have predictable cash flow. That's a big mistake. Listen, I'm not blaming you for supporting your community or helping other people, okay? If that is you, I understand your reasons. I used to support my extended family, my community, or even use the money for emergencies without making sure I had consistent, predictable cash flow. And because of this, I never had enough cash flow because I was focusing on the wrong priorities. So, first, you need to make sure you have predictable income. And then after you can support your extended family, support your community, okay? Here is my suggestion. I recommend you to always pay yourself first, not last. Please don't support your extended family or community. And also make sure you invest in your children. How can you invest in creating lifetime assets? So, but what is lifetime assets? Lifetime assets are assets that will produce income even when you're gone. I also recommend you to protect your household before giving externally. Before you give to your community to support your charities, make sure you protect your household. Make sure you have enough income to cover all your household income. Mistake number 2 is that you are working harder, longer hours, and rely on discipline until burnout hits. If that is you, I get you. Listen, my calendar used to be full, but my bank account was empty. So my family life didn't reflect the effort. And because of that, my relationship was on the verge of breaking down. Okay? Do you remember what I said earlier? I said 15 years ago I was working harder, and from Monday to Sunday, from morning to evening, and I nearly lost my family. So I decided to change course. Okay? Because if I didn't, I would lose what I care the most, my family. So think about it. Okay? So if you're working harder, longer hours, think about how can you work less and earn more. Okay, I'm going to be covering this in more details. The third mistakes entrepreneurs over 40 who are juggling a business and a family often do is that they focus on growth but ignoring minimizing taxes, having savings, having insurance, and asset protection. If that is you, you need to learn how to manage, multiply, and protect your wealth and assets. Because if you don't, you're going to be working harder for nothing, okay? Don't make this mistake that I see so many people doing. They don't have any wealth protection in place. So, and they focus too much on growing the business, but not protecting their wealth and income. So make sure you focus on the fundamentals first. Okay, For example, automate wealth protection first. Please automate wealth protection first before you focus on growing your business. Think about how you can effectively minimize taxes, because taxes reduce your cash flow. For example, can you get a better accountant? Can you come into financial literacy? Can you come in to learn how to become more financially resilient? For example, can you learn about investing and asset ownership? Don't just focus on hustling, on working harder. Think about protecting yourself. Think about how you can minimize your taxes and maximize your income. So, because when you minimize taxes, you maximize income. Also, I do recommend you to have an emergency fund and invest in the long term. And always invest in assets before spending. Never increase your lifestyle before you increase your income. Mistake number 4, entrepreneurs over 40 who are juggling a business and a family often do, is that they focus on spending money on things like status, celebrations, and generosity to validate their success. If that is you, you need to stop this madness, because all those spending on status make you feel successful. You are digging a big financial hole, okay? So if that is you, stop it right now. So what is the alternative? Instead of spending money on big celebrations and gifting money away, I do recommend you to do the following. Invest in invisible assets. But what are invisible assets? Invisible assets are assets that provide lifetime income. For example, talk about property, businesses, or investments. Mistake number 5 is doing everything yourself out of mistrust. Well, the truth is that we usually are afraid of delegating tasks or work to other people because we feel that no one else does it like we do. Isn't that true? Another reason we avoid delegation is because we have been disappointed, exploited, or misunderstood before. That's why we are afraid to delegate. So if that is you, I understand your concerns. I really do. Believe me, I really do. But the problem is that if we don't delegate, we become the bottleneck in our own business. We become what's holding the business from growing. Okay, so we need to delegate effectively. So what's the solution? I do recommend you to delegate your low value tasks or activities this month, not in the future, this month. Okay, even if it's done at 80% quality, even if you don't find someone to do the task 100% effectively, if the person can do it 80% of quality, delegate it, allow him or her to do it. But I can hear you saying, what if I cannot afford someone to do the task for me? What can I do? Well, in this case, I do recommend you to start small by building processes first. So before you delegate, you need to understand how your whole system works. And remember, never delegate what you can eliminate. If you can eliminate something, don't delegate it. If you can eliminate something, then do it, instead of delegating to somebody and having to pay, and then you have to supervise them. Okay? So be smart and be strategic. Mistake number 6, entrepreneurs over 40 juggling a business and a family do, is that they operate without a wealth transfer plan. But what is a wealth transfer plan? Well, simply put, a wealth transfer plan is an exit or legacy plan. I know that for a lot of you who are entrepreneurs over 40, we don't like talking about death, wills, or inheritance because it feels uncomfortable, or for most of us, it's like a taboo. But remember, your wealth dies with you or gets lost in confusion. So what's the solution? The solution is to create a trust succession plan. So you can teach your children how money works, even if you don't have any asset yet. Okay? So you don't have to have assets to implement a wealth transfer plan. When do you think is the best time to plant a tree? Well, my mentor used to say that the best time to plant a tree was 25 years ago, and the best time is now. If you don't have a wealth transfer plan, make sure you start thinking about it. How can you create a will, a trust to record everything you do, all the assets? Okay? Take number 7, that most entrepreneurs over 40 who are juggling a business and a family do is that they mistake hard work or income for wealth or legacy. This is a big mistake because some entrepreneurs wrongly believe their sacrifice alone will benefit the next generation. Believe me, you may earn very well but still feel financially insecure. For our previous generations, working hard for income was enough, but not for us. So, what's the solution? Well, the solution is simple: to shift focus from income to assets. But which type of assets? Well, assets that pay you even when you rest, even though you're sleeping, okay? The solution basically is to turn effort into ownership. This means owning assets, owning businesses, owning investments. Remember, income pays your bills, but wealth gives you freedom. So my question is, remember, at the end of the day, we all looking for freedom. We all want to have more free time to do the things we love, like spending time with our loved ones, travel around the world. Isn't that so? Always think about how we can get more freedom. And remember, if you want to have access to my freedom formula checklist, check in the description below. It's a checklist to help you to create more freedom, income, and impact. The freedom formula checklist is a 7-step checklist that you can implement to create more freedom, impact, and income. So, if you're ready to create more freedom, impact, and income, make sure you download it right now. If you want to make more money, manage it wisely like a multi-millionaire, multiply it fast so you can grow, then make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when we launch amazing videos like this. See you soon.